Oh man, it's pretty dreary here today.
Why is that?
It's just mm, raining and all that other stuff makes you not want to do anything.
Oh yeah, I have a niece that's living out in Seattle, Washington, and she says that it snowed there today.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I have a friend who lives in North Dakota. And she's like, "Yeah, it snowed. Yeah, it snowed a few days ago." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's nice. Sucks. Be you. I hate snow
Yeah. Wait, why do you hate snow?
because it ruins everything, just like rain. I don't like weather.
Well,
Is what I'm really trying to say. I hate weather.
is
Any kind of weather, like rain, snow, none of that. Nah,
so it's
nah,
not
it's
because
awful.
a serial killer is killing people and putting their bodies on snowmen that you hate snow?
Oh God, no, it's terrifying. Halloween is over.
It's not Halloween anymore.
No, it's not,
No,
man.
it's actually
But you know
based
what it
on
is
Halloween
time
though.
for? No,
Yes.
fair enough. But you know what it is time for?
Yep.
It is time for our show.
I thought you were gonna say it's time to eat some slime.
Nope, time for the show. Hello, and welcome to episode 20 of the R&R Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Byron Reed, and alongside me is my co-host.
Ken Russey.
Hey, Ken. What's up, man?
Oh, just I'm alive, so that's a good thing.
Always a good thing that you're alive, because without you being alive and me being alive, the show wouldn't exist.
Yep. Just be the
When I was
R
typing,
podcast.
yeah, the RIP podcast, yeah. No, but when I was putting my notes in today, I mistakenly typed in ER&R, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't know what that is. That's a different podcast
Yeah.
from a hospital.
Yeah. The emergency room and something podcast.
Yes, the emergency room and room podcast.
Yeah.
Coming to you live from an emergency room near you. That's a terrible joke. We should stop immediately.
The emergency room and redundant podcast.
No. Telling you all about the joys of being in a hospital and getting all of the food and stuff, because that's the one of the hospitals is food.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The
Or I'm just
podcast,
hungry.
they're not sick. They just go to the emergency room for fun.
Yeah. So, yeah. Exactly. You're right. Exactly. Even better. And I apologize for the sniffling. I'm gonna try and not do it into the mic, but I make no promises.
Right. I just can't help but think, why didn't we think of emergency rest and relaxation?
That was so easy, right there in front of our faces, and
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know, right? Brains hurt. But what have you been playing?
So I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey. Woohoo!
Nice. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. People are enjoying it.
Yeah. So I guess I should mention that Amazon screwed me and made me wait until Saturday to get the game.
You did? Yeah.
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 Because instead of shipping it out on Wednesday with 2-day shipping, they ship it out on Thursday with 2-day shipping. So yeah, I don't get
Right,
it.
which doesn't make sense.
Right? So I don't
You would
get
think
it.
that they would ship it out so you'd have it on release day.
Yeah, but no, that's not the case. I didn't get it until Saturday. So I've actually had it for a little over a week now, as of recording. And I think I beat the game back on Tuesday. Like it was Tuesday or Monday that I had actually finished the game and beat Bowser. But there's so much stuff to do afterwards or even during that I'm still playing the game.
Well, that's
there,
good.
yeah, there are literally hundreds of moons that you can collect, as compared to like Mario 64, where you only had something like 67 or 99 stars that you could get, something like that. And there was like 7
Right.
stars per level that you could get. No, in Mario Odyssey, there are hundreds of stars, and each level, um, it's different how many stars, or I should say moons, I guess, how many moons you can get. With one stage, like the highest I've seen was 85 moons in a stage. And
Jesus.
then, yeah, and then the smallest I've seen so far is about 45. So,
That's just in one world?
yeah, just in one world.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, so there's a lot of moon collecting that you can do in these worlds, and stuff you could get. And I'm having a lot of fun. I don't think, though, if I was to give it a rating, I don't think that I would say that it's perfect. Um, like there's a lot of great stuff about this game, and it's definitely a must own for Switch owners. But it doesn't have like, it still feels like there's something missing from it, and so I can't really give it a perfect. Also, there's a few minor details, like the world is so detailed, and a lot of the details that they do are so great that when they miss up on a detail, it kind of ruins it, you know?
Right, it sticks out more.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example. You know that song that they've been singing during the trailer about Odyssey, blah 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 and stuff?
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, the girl who's singing it,
Yeah. So there's a
yeah,
part
that's fire.
where she's singing it and you can actually go up and talk to her. And when you talk to her,
Huh.
she stops singing. And it's just the band playing the music. And that's
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, that's like a detail that's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah, she would stop singing as I'm talking to her.
yeah. So that's great. But then there's a minor detail, like in the game, you can switch up your costumes, right?
Right.
And you can get different hats and different suits, and depending on what suits you have, depends on what the hat is and what it looks like when you throw it. Which is great, except for that when you capture enemies, or there's certain, uh, I guess a scarecrow is the best way I can describe it, where you throw your hat and it stays on them, it turns back into Mario's
Mm-hmm.
hat. And it's
Goes
like,
back into the red hat. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, why would you do that? Like, why give me the option of having so many different suits if when I throw my, we'll just say, I guess, Luigi hat, because there's a Luigi hat you can get in there. You throw the Luigi hat, it's green
Hmm.
as you're throwing it, but as soon as it hits, turns red back into Mario's hat.
Huh. That is kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's not even the natural form for the hat character. Like, he's a white top hat. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
would let them get away with it if it turned into the white top hat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my exception to that rule. But so that detail there, that, you know, because I have like Luigi's hat on and I'm tossing it, but it turns into Mario's hat, that kind of messes me up and disappoints me, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a
Yeah,
detail.
it's a little weird. It's a little
Yeah,
weird. I would agree with you there. It's like you can go into a game and customize your character and put on different clothes and all that stuff. When you go into a cutscene, they're in the default attire for
yeah,
the character.
yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah,
exactly how you feel because yeah, I get it.
yeah. So there's little details like that that, you know, that they go to such details with other stuff, and I don't want to spoil any of it because really it needs to be experienced, not told about.
Right.
But it's little details like that where they spend so much with this detail, making it great, and then they like mess up on this detail and totally miss out and screw up.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
So I'm enjoying it. I wish though there's a lot of costumes that Mario can wear, and I wish that those costumes made a difference. Like maybe they gave him a better jump or more hit points or anything. But no, they're purely cosmetical.
Hmm. Yeah, I feel you. I did, going back to the little details thing you were discussing earlier. I was watching some gameplay of a YouTuber playing it, and excuse me, and they were in the one of the icy sections of
Yeah,
the first world, the pyramid, the sand dunes or whatever it was,
yeah.
and they were yeah, and he had on the Mario Foxers, and he was shirtless and all that stuff, and it was cool. It was cool because Mario was shivering as he was standing there because he was so cold.
Right.
He didn't have clothes on, and I was like, oh, that's really cool that they actually did that.
Well, that is cool, except for the problem that he would be shivering no matter what you put on him.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because they didn't have clothes on, but okay.
Yeah. No, that detail would have been awesome, but no, any ice, whenever there is like an ice where he's standing on ice and can slip around, he'll start to
Mhm.
shiver.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay.
the more you know.
Fair enough.
Dodo.
Fair enough. But
So,
yeah. But still.
so yeah, so I still got to uh, beat it. I would say that I'm probably about 50% done now.
Okay.
Um,
You did beat the main story though, right?
yeah.
Now you're
Well,
just doing all the extra stuff.
right. Well, there's three stages to a video game. You can beat it, which is where you get to the end and you get the credits. You can complete it, where you get all of the like extras and coins and stuff, and then there's where
Hmm.
you master it, which is where you see everything and there's nothing more that you can do with the game. Um, and so I'm trying to complete it and get all the like moons and all the special coins in that, and see if I get something special.
Oh, okay.
So
And then if you do get some special, are you gonna go on to that next tier of mastery?
probably not, because I've seen some of the moves that some of these guys are doing,
Hmm.
and it's oh my goodness, it's so difficult to pull off maneuvers that I don't even know how they're doing it.
Right.
Like I read a story that they've literally made it so that there are places that people might try and like break the game and get up on top where they're not supposed to, and then they get
Right.
up there and they find a huge pile of coins that like
Huh.
Nintendo knew that by normal means you're not going to be able to get up here, but if you're good enough and you can finagle enough with jumping around and being crazy, that you can actually get up here, and Nintendo wants you to try and do that, and I will not.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm not going to do
I
that.
will not. Yeah. I feel you though. I feel you. I'm like that. I'm like that with games too. It depends on what it is. Will be the Batman Arkham series for the last game, the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Like yeah, there's you know the regular ending, and then there's the perfect ending where you do everything and you get all the Riddler trophies. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to get all the Riddler trophies, bro. I'm good, thanks. I'll just watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's cool. I look at time just beating the main story.
It's funny
It's
you
all good
mention
enough for
that
me.
because I actually did get all the Riddler trophies.
More power to you, Jesus.
Yeah, I earned that special ending. It was great.
A lot of time, a lot of effort that I'm not willing to put forth. In all honesty,
Yeah.
but but I have been playing KOTOR and XCOM 2. I picked those up last week because I love giving myself more of a backlog. I just love it. It's the best thing ever. So
Wait, when you say KOTOR, do you mean the original Xbox KOTOR?
yeah, yeah. It it became backwards compatible for
Right.
consoles.
Right.
It was like $10, so I was like, all right, cool. It's the same price as it's on Steam. Fine. So uh, I bought it, and I bought, like I said, XCOM was on sale for $24. So I bought that as well, and I'm enjoying both so far. I'm really enjoying both. I played a little bit of KOTOR on my laptop on Steam, and I am at the point now on Xbox where I was on the PC, and it's took me less time to get
Right.
there
Right.
because I actually feel like playing it and sitting there.
Right. Yeah, I think I've
If
actually
that makes
played.
sense.
I think I've played KOTOR 3 times. Like I played
Hmm.
it on the original Xbox way back in the day, and I think I barely made it off the ship and was done with it. And then for some reason I went and bought it on PC because I think it was cheap. But I played it and I got a little bit further than I did on the Xbox before I stopped. And
Right.
then I picked it up on the Android because it was free on Android because I wanted to see how does the Xbox game handle on an Android device, and
Right.
I don't even think I got off the ship before I ended that.
What you're saying is your relationship with KOTOR is not a good one.
No, it's not. I think the biggest problem I have with it is that
Hmm.
I have no control over the action. It's a
Yeah,
pet peeve of
I
mine
feel you.
that if you give me control to move my guy during action and somebody shoots at me, if I dodge their bullet, I shouldn't take damage. And
Hmm.
that's not the case in KOTOR. If you dodge one, like they shoot a gun at you, it's either going to hit or miss based on the, if you will, roll of the dice.
Based on the dice roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Based on the because for those who don't know, the older Bioware RPGs are really heavily influenced by D&D
Yep. They sure
and
are.
all the other business. So they have all the aspects of D&D with the skills and everything, your intellect, wisdom, so on and so forth. So yeah, I see what you mean by that, and that does bother me a little bit that I
Mm-hmm.
don't have the heavy control, and it's more turn based, where it's like, oh, you either attack or you do one of your abilities, one of your like your critical strike, for example. You have those two. You have your grenades or whatever. They're all on hotkeys.
Right.
So it's sort of like Pokemon in a way.
Yeah.
You have a turn, they have a turn.
Kind of,
So
but you can waste your turn and not do anything.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. But no, I mean I'm enjoying both XCOM as far as that goes. XCOM 2 rather. I love the fact that in the first XCOM you could customize your characters and name them after yourself, family members, friends, all that stuff. They've
Right.
brought that back, but now you can do more with it. So now they've added more customization options.
Okay.
So now you can customize things like gun color, camo on the guns. You can customize what they wear in battle, the color of the armor. You
Can you
can,
customize the
the
color of the
nationality. They have
aliens?
biographies for all the characters. Um, and then once those characters get further up in the chain of command,
Mm-hmm.
so once you go from a squatty to a sergeant, you'll get extra customization options because there are some things that are grayed out now for the characters that I have because they're just corporals and squatties. They're not higher level characters yet. So
Right.
there's things like tattoos. What this? Yeah, there's just so much you can do with that. So it's fun,
So much
and it's also
customization, you
hard
didn't
as
even get
fuck.
into the game.
I've only done maybe three three missions so far, 3 4 missions so far, and they do a good job of mixing it up. And what I've seen so far anyway, there's different styles of missions. The one that I'm on now is a rescue civilians mission. So there's a place that's under attack by the aliens, and I have to go in and rescue at least 6 civilians before the mid and push back the aliens that are attacking the place that I'm going to.
Uh-huh.
So I'm having a blast. No pun intended. It's really fun. It's challenging. It's definitely hard. as fuck, as I said. 3 or 4 squad mates already. Two in the tutorial, because I think one of them I was supposed to lose. The other one I wasn't sure what happened there, and then I lost another one in the first mission after the tutorial.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
cool.
really fun. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah, I own XCOM 2, but I haven't even played XCOM 1 yet.
It
So,
has multiplayer,
XCOM 2.
so I can battle against you. Haha.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. So I'm a
Yeah,
level 1. I can
so it's
play
gonna be
against you.
great.
Yes, and my level 200s.
I actually don't know how that works. I'm gonna have to go in and see how that actually works. 'Cause I'm curious.
Yeah, no. If it was playing together, okay. If it's playing against each other, I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, boo!
Sorry,
What you're saying is you don't want to get you don't want to get out strategized by me. Is that what you're saying, basically?
no. Saying that I
No.
prefer. No, I prefer playing with people. That's always been my thing. Like I don't like
Hmm.
playing against people. I'm the sort of person that I would rather team up as a group and
Right.
beat the shit out of something than play against each other.
Then 1v1 me, bro. Right.
Yeah, it's like, let's say basketball court. If we're gonna play basketball, I'd rather like it be 2-on-2, like you and me playing together against somebody, than being
Right.
1v1 and playing against you. Whether I win or lose,
Yes.
that's just what I'd prefer.
That's fair. Fair enough. I can respect that. But for what I've been playing.
Yep.
Do
So
a new segment, yeah?
yeah. So we're gonna start with the Sony PlayStation 4, and that's that Sony has talked up their console so much that it is now sold over 67.5 million units worldwide.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, that's the highest profit for the company since 1998, which was the glory days of the PlayStation.
Wow.
Yeah. And they've made a lot of money, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they have. They definitely have. I
Yeah.
think the PS4 is the more popular of the two consoles between Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah,
That's just a personal
I don't get why
thing.
though.
Personal.
Like, it doesn't make sense to me because one, PlayStation's had more problems from the get-go than Xbox did. Like, there were more PlayStation
Hmm.
4s that died versus the Xbox. And I guess the only thing that I can consider is that maybe because Xbox was all like, you need to have always connected internet, that messed up people's minds. Like, maybe?
Yeah, I think when Microsoft was revealing the Xbox One, they didn't go about it the right way. They focused more on the entertainment side of it instead of the video game aspect of it. Like, hey, you can put your Xbox One into your cable box and all that other stuff, which is fine. Like, that's cool. But I think most people just want to play games, and I think that that's something that Sony and PlayStation did very well when they were revealing the PS4.
I don't know. I mean, you could be right, and
Hmm.
you probably are right. Like, I remember when they showed the Xbox One, um, it sorry, it reminded people of like a Betamax.
The Betamax.
Yeah. And so I mean, you could be right. Who's to say who's right or wrong? But it's just kind of crazy that they've sold that many units. I guess over its, what is it now, 4 years?
Something like that.
Didn't it come out 2000? Maybe it was 2014. It came out.
That sounds about right. It's been about 3-4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's pretty good. I'm just disappointed because I want Sony to die.
Well, all right.
Like, I'm sorry,
Strong feelings.
their gaming practices are horrific, and they're very underhanded in some of the stuff that they do. So I would
Mm-hmm.
prefer it if people would stop buying their shit, just
Right.
for that reason.
Yeah, we had a discussion about underhandedness last week.
You did?
The whole loot box thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, exactly.
That's true. But
But
bum.
yeah. I didn't know if you were done. I didn't want to cut you off or
No,
anything.
I'm done there.
Like that. Okay, all right, cool. So my first piece of news comes from BlizzCon 2017, and it's that Overwatch will be getting a new character, and the character's name is Moira. She's a support class, and she's what they're calling a hybrid character. She's a DPS and a healer. She is a member of Talon, which is the organization that Reaper, Widowmaker, and Doomfist belong to. She is the genetic ties to Reaper's past and why he is the way he is now. Her kit is based around quote unquote shadowy biotics, and she can, as I said, she can heal and do damage. She can heal her teammates and do damage when it counts. So she's that hybrid type of DPS healer class. So I'm gonna go into a bit of a breakdown about her kit here.
Well, I can save you 10 minutes. She's a vampire.
Basically, yeah, it's interesting. So her kit, the first thing is called Bionic Grasp. Using her left hand, Moira expends biotic energy to heal allies in front of her. Her right hand fires a long-range beam weapon that saps health from enemies, healing her and giving back energy.
Cool.
The second ability is called Bionic Orb. Moira launches a rebounding sphere. She's between a healing. I cannot talk today. A health regen one and a damage dealing one called Decay.
Right.
Her third ability is called Fade, and it quickly teleports her a short distance. So think like Reaper's thing.
Reaper's thing.
Yeah. And her ultimate, I believe this is her ultimate, it's called Coalescence. Moira channels a long-range beam that both heals allies and bypasses barriers to damage enemies. In the gameplay trailer that they released when they revealed her, she looks to be a lot of fun from what I saw. So I'm excited whenever we get a chance to play around with her.
Cool.
When she comes to consoles anyway.
2,000 years later.
We heard. In the meantime, and Blizzard also did reveal the origin story for Moira, and they also showed off a new short for Reinhardt. And that short for Reinhardt was fantastic.
Hashtag
The scar on his
Overwatch
eye.
character.
Reinhardt has always been a favorite of mine, even though I don't play him much. But I love these animated shorts that Blizzard does for the characters. So I hope we get to see more of them as the series goes along, because we've seen Tracer, Widowmaker, Mei, Hanzo, Reinhardt. We've seen a few of them. So I just want more of them. That's all.
Yep. Alright, so can I go on to my next thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm actually a little surprised that this wasn't a part of your news story. And that's that we have a date finally.
Oh?
Yeah. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds for Xbox One. We finally have a date of when it will be released.
Ooh, tell me, please.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take off.
Yes. So the early access I guess Starlit will land on the Xbox One on December 12th as part
Okay,
of
cool.
Xbox's game preview program.
E-
Hmm. So yeah, so I'll definitely pick it up and try it for an hour,
Yep. Yep. I'll have it
and
early.
yeah, and then go from there and see. I imagine the people are going to be 10 times better than me because they'll have already played the PC version. But
Yeah.
I figured
There's a
I'll
difference.
I figured I'll check it out and see if it's worth paying money for it because I think it's supposed to be $40 to buy it.
Okay.
I don't have the exact details, so I could be wrong, but I thought it was gonna be $39.99 when it came out. But
Okay.
yeah,
That's awesome.
quick little thing. Like I said, I was surprised because I thought that you would actually have brought that up. That that's why I asked earlier, like, what's your news? Because I figured that you
Yeah.
would have already that would be in your news. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I probably missed it because I knew that the two things that I was going to talk about already happened, so I wanted to get those in.
right.
Like I didn't actually go through and scan things like I probably should have, but it's okay.
Yeah, right.
So that's good though. I'm really excited for this. Mark it on your calendars, people. And if you are part of the preview program, make sure you give it a shot and try it out for an hour. You never know, you might like it.
Right.
It's gonna be kind of funny though when my friends are like, "Hey, how you playing it early? Preview program, preview program, haha. Take that, noobs."
Oh, I. It's gonna be available to everybody. It's not.
Boo! Just crush my dreams,
No,
man.
they
Just crush
switched.
my dreams. It's okay.
No, Xbox changed the name of their preview program to the Insider group or Insider Club. So if you're part of the Xbox Insider program, then that's where the people get it early. But
Yeah.
if no, but with PlayerUnknown's Battleground, that's going to be available to everybody. It's just going to be like their trial, where everybody can play it for an hour
Okay.
before they buy it if they want.
Right. It'll be like the We Happy Few thing or any of the other ones that are on
Yes.
there, which is
Yes.
really good. I love that game.
Yep. We talked about it, I think,
Just when I was,
last week before, maybe.
yeah, I think so. Probably whatever it was. I was just starting to figure out in the trial that I was so hurt.
Yep.
But anyway, my I only have two pieces of news this week, everyone. I apologize in advance. So, my second and final piece of news this week comes from Destiny 2, in that there's going to be information on the Curse of Osiris DLC coming soon. So in the TWAB this week, which is this week at Bungie, they have set plans for the Curse of Osiris reveal. They'll be doing 3 live streams in December for the DLC. So it'll be like what they did for House of Wolves, Taken King, and Rise of Iron. So anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the first stream is going to be on Wednesday, November 15th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And this one is titled New Stories to Tell. And what's going to happen in this one is we're going to learn about the places we'll go, the characters we'll meet, and the enemies that we'll be fighting in the DLC. The second stream will be Tuesday, November 21st at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm off that day. I believe that's what? Is it 11 a.m. is 4 o'clock my time? I believe. 11 Eastern.
Wait,
Whatever. Anyway.
11 a.m. Pacific?
Yeah.
That would be 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Whatever. I don't do numbers and math, okay? So, anyway. Thank you for that. So, 11 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, November 21st, that stream will be titled New Ways to Play. We're going to preview the new activities that will challenge us. That will challenge us. And the final one is going to be on Wednesday, November 29th, also at 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be titled New Gear to Earn. And we're going to inspect the new inventories, and we'll see it all on a brand new Crucible map. which I've seen the new map already, and I've seen because they had a trailer for these things, and the map looks really nice. It's taking place inside the arcology on Titan, and there's a bunch of new stuff in there. There's some weapons that are coming back from the ones from Exotics coming back, like Telesto's coming back, which is fine. I'm okay with the new Exotics coming back, or old Exotics coming back, but I would much rather see entirely new things, or do what they've been doing and combine some of the old perks into new weapons. Like, I would love to see a Red Death style of perk on another pulse rifle or another gun in general for a new exotic in D2. That'd be nice. But yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to these streams, and when they go live and everything, I'll do my own recap for you guys here as well. So look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark your calendars for those days, people. We're going to get a lot of information, and I'm so excited for the Christmas Cyrus DLC. Oh, and the faction rallies for Destiny 2 will be returning this week, November 7th. So there'll be new gear to get for the factions, new weapons, and there'll be a bunch of other new stuff. They changed the way the faction rallies work as well. But
right.
I'm excited. So anyway, you can go ahead, Ken.
All right. So I'm moving to my next one. Did you know that we did it, Baron?
What do we do?
We made EA change their ways.
Oh, we did it! Oh my goodness!
That's right. Because
this just proves that if you
Yeah.
make enough noise, people will listen.
Right.
But you go ahead and say what you're gonna say, and then I'll go ahead and give my opinion on the whole thing. Cause, yeah.
Well, no, EA in a story announced, I believe it was actually the November 1st, which I think was Wednesday. But anyways, they've announced that they will be removing certain pay-to-win elements from Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, in the news story here, it says, while loot boxes in full-price games are often the subject of a great deal of controversy, it was the layering of these previously mentioned pay-to-win elements on top of Battlefront 2's crates system that has frustrated many players. These loot boxes, initially discovered by players during the game's recent public beta testing period, contained in-game star cards that offered direct gameplay bonuses to anyone lucky enough to receive them. Let's see. And then after fielding no small amount of public backlash, thanks to the R&R Gaming podcast, EA has decided to rein in a few of Battlefront's 2 more egregious, I guess, pay-to-win elements and rethink the game's progression system. So I guess, let's see, from one of the guys at EA said you won't be able to buy a bunch of crates, grind everything up into crafting materials, and immediately use them to get super powerful star cards. You can only upgrade the ability to craft higher tier star cards by ranking up through playing the game.
There it is.
Yep.
Just play the game. Just play the game. Like I don't go. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
We did it. We did it.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. I don't understand why that wasn't the case to begin with.
Wow.
If you play the game, you'll unlock these things. Like, it's not hard. It's not. That's how it should be.
Well, I guess the thing you have to understand is that EA wants to make money, and they know that there are people who will pay to be really good. I mean,
it's very true.
There are people that pay for cheating services on computers because they want to be really good. So why?
And they get paid.
Yeah, so why wouldn't people pay to be really good by getting super strong and powerful star cards from the beginning? So
yeah, I see your point.
It's just EA and I'm sure they're not the only one that does it. But in this example, it was EA wanting to take advantage of those people that have money or that don't have money but want to be really good at the game.
Yeah, they're looking at the numbers and they're seeing, hey, we have people, we have market for this. Let's take advantage of it.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a difficult thing to grasp here, but again, if you play the game, you should be rewarded for it by getting the better loot and star cards in this case, whatever it may be. You shouldn't be buying them in packs.
Yep. I mean, unless you got the
Yeah.
money.
But again, this just shows that if you make enough of a stink and pay attention to what's going on around you, that the companies will be forced to. You're forcing their hand, basically. Hey, we don't like this. Change it. If they listen to you and all the other stuff, then good, because they should.
Yep.
They make the games, but we have final say.
Yep. Exactly.
If you don't like something, don't buy it. It's that simple.
Yeah. I mean, well, it's kind of like saying, I don't like drugs, but, you need your high. It happens, unfortunately.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess so.
All right, but enough about that. I have one final news story
Okay.
that I want to talk about, and that's that
Sure.
a new game, and I believe it's pronounced Ciel Fledge, has come up on Kickstarter and is doing a Kickstarter campaign as we speak. And so this game, it caught my eye because the basic plot of it is that you find this girl, and I believe she's 10 years old, after these aliens have attacked. And she's lost her memory, doesn't remember much about herself or her parents or anything. So you essentially adopt her. And through the course of the game, depending on your decisions, based on what you feed her, what you have her do academically, even there are certain other choices that they mention on the Kickstarter that will not only develop what she becomes as an older person, or an older woman, I should say, but also it can change who of her friends may even be alive at the end of the game. So this game has I guess a few different elements in that you're raising her to be a certain way. There's also RPG elements, and of course, for people that like visual novels, this blends all three of those together. I definitely think it sounds interesting. People that like the game Princess Maker, or there's another game that they mentioned here. Let's see if I can pull that up. No. Okay. But yeah, anything like Princess Maker or damn, there's another game and I swear I saw it here. Anyways, I sent you the link to this. What do you think?
I think it looks really interesting, and honestly, it looks like something that I would try out, because it's something different from what I usually play.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's like my cup of tea. Like, for me, myself, I like stuff that's not the norm, Like,
Right.
games that kind of change the flow or shake up the status quo. I kind of like that. And that's what this looks like. I mean, you're essentially, because this game does take over the course of 10 years. And so you're essentially developing this girl into a woman. And based on your decisions, that'll judge whether or not you I guess. Uh, let's start that over.
Words are hard, I know.
Yeah. Based on your decisions, that'll depend on what her life is like and what type of person she grows into. So, right now, they still have 18 days to go as of recording, and their pledge is at $1,456, and their goal is $5,000. So, if we could get that up and going and get that pledged, because their biggest problem, and I don't know if you notice this, but their music is not that good.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah, but that's what this Kickstarter is for, is to make their music better. They want to be able to have a budget for the music and actually hire like real composers and stuff. And so that's what the Kickstarter is going for.
Which is good. I do hope that they, can get the funding they need. Because personally, I would definitely try it out if it would release.
Right. Well, there is. I mean, right now, as far as I can tell, it's only going to be on the computer. So if you don't got Steam or whatever, you won't be able to get the game. But they do have a demo.
Good thing I have Steam.
Yeah, but they do have a demo you can pick up for Windows or Linux right now. If you on the Kickstarter, there is a demo. You can check it out. I planned on checking it out later because I just I came across it this morning as we was talking about stuff to talk about, and I was like, "Damn, I need to talk about that."
Yeah, definitely. I'll have to check it out at some point when I have some free time. Because I'm kind of busy these days.
You and your love of D&D has ruined everything.
D&D and work and all other stuff. It's have time for myself. That's something that I have a lot of these days.
I thought you was going to say D&D and work and LSD. It's just all this stuff, man.
Jesus. No. None of that. Don't do drugs, kids. It's bad. It's my lawful good D&D character showing.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think it's I mean, unless you were done, of course.
I was just saying.
If you were not done, then continue.
I was just going to tell you that I was done.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, let's move on to the main topic for our show today. It's going to be talking about the Xbox One X, 4K gaming, and a potential price hike in games with the new console coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And you have food over there, so,
I'm
it's fun.
making... Well, I don't want the food to go cold. I'm sorry.
No, never.
But...
No, you're good. You will eat now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. The R&R Gaming Podcast, where one of us eats food and the other is mad at him for eating food because he has food.
You had breakfast, you bastard.
I did, you're right. I did. Alright, so, the Xbox One X is releasing Tuesday, November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's reported to be Microsoft's most powerful console so far. And their tagline is "Feel True Power." So that's a thing. Looking at a review for it on GamesRadar.com right now. But anyway, it'll be priced at $499 in the US and $440 EU.
All right. So I mean, we talked about the Xbox One at length during our E3 special.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So for the most part, if you want to know about that, go listen to the E3
Listen
episode.
to that episode.
Yeah, it's like the very first episode we have on the channel. So.
Yeah.
But no, we did talk about that. So I don't really want to go into the console itself in this discussion, if that's okay, because I kind of feel like
perfectly fine with me.
We've already
it'll be redundant.
Yeah, exactly. But But what I do want to talk about is how it seems like at certain locations, the Xbox One X has become super scarce. And I say that because places like Walmart and GameStop have sold out of their allotted pre-orders.
Hmm.
But it seems like places like Amazon and Newegg and I think even Best Buy, they still have them available for pre-order. And so it's interesting that there's like this strategic, like I don't know if maybe GameStop and Walmart went $500 for that. That's going to be expensive. That's only pre-order like 500,000 of these units or something, something really small.
Right.
And so they sold out of them really quickly, whereas the bigger companies that want more of them, they haven't sold out yet.
Right. Yeah, and I think the online aspect of it, specifically for Amazon and Newegg, places like that, I would imagine that they can hold more, in their warehouses, depending on how big the warehouse is, because retail stores like Walmart and places like that, while they have a larger in-store warehouse, it's not gonna, hold that many.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
well,
that could be what it is,
for Walmart,
but that's not necessarily the case.
Walmart though, they have warehouses littered throughout the land in strategic spots.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but I was talking specifically about the ones at at the stores.
Right.
Yeah, not the ones that are that are the middleman between not the ones that get delivered to the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is that Walmart has just as much room as Amazon does to store stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they have those.
I see your point.
Those warehouses.
Yeah.
But I just think with the PlayStation 3 and its high price tag, maybe Walmart, GameStop got burned on those. And so they didn't want to buy a whole bunch and be stuck with them. So I think they've only ordered a small X amount, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and because if you have an excess of things and for some reason they don't get sold, that's a wasted money.
Wasted money, wasted space.
Yeah, exactly. So if you pre-order what you think you'll need, or maybe a little less in this scenario, then you're not, it's not hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
You can always order more if you know that, hey, these are really popular. We'll order 10,000 more next time or whatever.
Right. Right. And there's always that possibility that scalpers have bought a whole bunch and are trying to sell them for more than what they're paying for them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
that's always a thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is a thing. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, though. I still don't think that a lot of people are going to buy this Xbox One X. And so I think it's more that they didn't order enough versus it being really popular, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that big of a seller from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that just because I feel like most people may be comfortable with what they already have.
Right.
Or it's one of those situations where it's oh, this thing is $500. I can go build a PC for all that.
Right. Well,
so
again, we talked about that in our E3 episode, where the cost to get a PC with the Xbox One X specs would actually cost you double what it costs for the Xbox One. So it actually is a really good deal as far as gaming specs go.
Right, but still, you got to think though. There, if you're wanting to play, games like Destiny 2, or any of the other video games that are coming out, and you want them in 1080, 60 FPS, you're not going to get that with the Xbox One because the Destiny 2 on the Xbox One X is still going to be 30 FPS at what? I think it's 10, not 1080, whatever it is, but it's still going to be 30 FPS. So it won't be 60. So in that respect, if you want something that's going to run at 60 FPS, you know, you can get a PC for all that. I think that's more so what I was getting at.
Well, does Destiny 2 run at 60 FPS on the PC?
Yeah.
Well, what type of machine do you need to run it?
That I couldn't tell you.
Because that kind of brings us into the second leg of this story.
Mm-hmm.
In the 4K gaming.
Yeah.
Because in one of the news stories I read, they actually said that, the Xbox One X comes with a 1 terabyte hard drive, which you think is a lot of storage space.
It does. It's really cool.
Yeah, a lot of storage space to hold the games, right?
Yeah.
Except, one of the reviewers noted that with the Gears of War 4, when it downloaded its 4K update pack, it jumped it up to a 178 gigabyte game.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
I know. So, I don't know with 4K how exactly people are going to handle that. Because if that's, 5 games and you filled up a terabyte, if that's their size.
Right.
So, and I should say I have a 4K TV, but I don't have any 4K content, so I haven't been able to justify or say, oh, hey, this is 4K versus not 4K. Like, what's the difference? I can't really tell you or make that comparison. And by the way, it's the one without HDR. Like, it was the model right before they released the model with the HDR, which is supposed to be like high definition resolution colors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Little disappointed about that, but whatever.
Right, of course. I understand.
Yeah.
Because, you want, when you spend the money on these things, you want it to feel like, hey, I have something that's better than what you have. Or whatever, if you're into that sort of thing.
Right.
It's a luxury item, you know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, though, it's more like I spent, X amount. It was actually like $1,000 TV for it. So I spent $1,000 for this TV, and if I just waited a month, I could have gotten a better TV. Like,
yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I'm disappointed that this technology came out right right after I purchased it. So, anyways, that's a little sidetrack.
It's okay.
I'm
on this story so much.
So my concern, though, is that will 4K even be worth it? Like, how good does 4K make a game look? I want to test it out. I wanted to actually get the Xbox One X. I was going to buy it, pre-order it, but like I said, every place was out of stock, and then I decided that maybe I shouldn't.
wait a little bit. Christmas coming up.
Yeah.
Put on layaway.
Something. So so I've since decided to put that on hold. But I was intending to buy one just so I could see if there was a difference. But hearing how much storage space it takes up to get that 4K resolution, to get the 4K images, that's insane for me.
Yeah, that's got to be a turnoff.
Yeah, like, I have I think I have a terabyte drive and a 2 terabyte drive hooked up to my Xbox One. Jeez. And they're both pretty full. The 1 terabyte is full. The 2 terabyte, I think I have like maybe 500 gigabytes left. And then There's the 500 gigabyte in the system itself, but I try to use that very sparingly because speeds get really slow and really bad when you use
Right, I
that.
got you.
Excuse me, when you use that internal hard drive. So I'm the sort of person though that I download a lot of games and I may not be able to play them, or I may start them and then want to come back to them later.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have enough room, like that's just something that's going to be more frustrating. Like I hate deleting stuff and having to re-download it, especially with my internet speed. Like I don't download, a 40 gigabyte game will take me about at least 4 hours to download.
Right.
And so, and that's when my speeds are really good. If the speeds are bad, it takes like 2 days. So I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how you feel about that. But having
Well,
like a 200 gigabyte game, like you better be able to explore the cosmos with something like that.
yeah, no, I feel you, and I mean, we both know that file size and all that stuff for a game has nothing to do with what's actually on disk or
Hmm.
whatever.
Right.
We both know that. But as far as the 4K gaming thing goes, I personally don't own a 4K TV. I don't really have an interest in that sort of thing right now,
Hmm.
just because I'm kind of comfortable with what I have at the moment. But you know, the the big install size is something that is a bigger deterrent than anything else. You know,
Yeah.
um, and again, it has
Well,
nothing to do with the size of the actual game, of what's
and
on the disc.
and here's a
But
question: is that an optional download? Like, do I have to go into the store and say download this optional content? Is it like a
mhm.
DLC, or is it something that comes automatic? And so even if you don't have the Xbox One, is it going to force you to get the 4K anyways?
Right, or you mean if you don't have the 4K TV, what is so force you to get the textures anyway, right?
Well, either or. I mean,
Okay.
like, um, is it something that they're going to look at and go, okay, this isn't the Xbox One X, so don't feed him the 4K?
Hmm.
Or is it going to be like a DLC you can download whether you got the Xbox One X or the S or the original Xbox One?
Yeah.
Like, how is that going to be done? Because if
Right.
I have the original and they're going to force feed me that HD 4K content, I'm going to be more than a little miffed.
Hmm. Yeah. Is the 4K pack for Gears, is that already out or no?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
subscribed to Larry Herb on Twitter, and
Okay.
he's been actually showing, or not showing, but announcing games like this. The Xbox One X detail resolution pack or whatever is out now, and you can get it. And so
Okay.
I'm still not sure though if it's automatic or if it's a choice.
Okay, because I had downloaded Gears a while back and wasn't prompted for anything like that, but um, I'll have to look and see if there's anything about that,
Right?
and I'll get back to you on that. But
Yeah. I mean that would be nice.
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with with the X, and how it sells, and if the 4K gaming thing eventually does take off because people are getting these 4K TVs now.
Right. And I mean I know 4K's TVs are the wave of the future. I mean, heck, they've already announced that they're working on 8K TVs. Um,
Jesus, I can't keep up.
I know. Um, but is it going to be worth it? Is the biggest question.
Right.
Because I mean, for older people, they can't really see in 4K anyways. Like hashtag sorry if you're old. But you're it's just a common fact. Your eyes they get wore down and stuff becomes blurry and you can't see as well. So will older people be able to tell a difference with 4K or not?
Yeah. Right. And for someone like me, like, will I be able to? Will I be able to? Will I be able to tell between 4K and not?
I bet you would,
You know?
but just because you're a young buck.
Yeah. Remember that remains to be seen. Haha. I joke. Anyway, so
Yeah.
about this price hike thing, that's also something that we'd like to discuss as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because games have stayed at $60 for a long time.
Yep.
Longer than I think most of us expected them to be. Uh, what when the 360
Yeah.
came out was when they went up to $60,
Mm-hmm.
and since then they've stayed that way
Right.
at your base retail. We're not talking about collector's editions or anything else. We're just talking the base game.
Right.
Most base games AAA titles are launching at $60.
Right.
Um, and it's been that way since the 360. Think about how long that's been to where we are now in 2017.
Right.
It's a
Well,
long time.
it is. And I think I could be wrong on this, and if I am, please do correct me. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe games have always been $50. They were always $49.99, starting back with the not Super Nintendo, but the NES, the regular Nintendo. And they stayed at that $50 all the way up until, like you said, with the Xbox One, when they decided that games needed
The
to be
360.
yeah, yes, the original Xbox 360.
Yes. Original 360. Right. The base,
The
the
one
Red Ring of Death. Everybody.
Xbox
Red Ring of Death.
360.
That
Yeah,
one.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
So
like the fancier ones that have the HDMI and all that shit. Not those.
yeah, and that's when they jumped up, and that was 2006 when that happened. So it's been over 10 years, 11 years since that happened, and so
Yeah.
we could be
So
in the price range for a price hike. But here's the thing: when they raised the price of those games, they didn't have to do that. They did that to make more money, and not because games were actually becoming more expensive at that time.
this
So
was we're talking about the 360 era now.
yeah, once they got up
Okay.
to 360, where you had the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 selling their games for $60.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I don't know if you can hear
Is
that.
that thunder?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So if this
Well,
suddenly
it
dies,
might just be the R podcast from last few minutes.
yeah. But no, I read an interview with a developer way back then. They said that they didn't actually have to raise the price of games, and it was just something that they did to
Mm-hmm.
see if people would pay $60 for games. And wouldn't you know it, people paid
And
$60 for games.
damn, they did, and damn, do we still do now?
Yeah. So, but I could see with them, and I don't know if they're going to do it with this generation, like with the Xbox One X, since it's essentially a overpowered Xbox One. It could be
Right.
whatever comes next, like with the PlayStation 5 and whatever successor to the Xbox One X is. That they go, these are pure 4K consoles, so we're going to charge $70 for our games on these consoles brand new at launch.
Yeah.
I could see that happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening as well. Hold on, I'm editing the current question as just because I like that what you said about the price hike thing.
Okay. But yeah, I would hate to see that because I'm cheap and I don't even like paying $50 for my games.
Yeah.
But c'est la vie. It is what it is. But I definitely would hate to see a price hike up to $70 just because of 4K.
Yeah, so I did find an article that from what we were just talking about a few minutes ago about the NES,
Mm-hmm.
the NES days, and you were correct. An NES game in 1990 cost on average about $50. That's 89, and this was an article from 2013, uh, from IGN. That's $89 in 2013 money. Your
Right.
$70 N64 cartridges in '98 would require the equivalent of $100 today in 2013, and PS2 games, which were $50, or you would have bought in 2005, is worth $60.
Right.
So, so yeah, you were right that they did start at 50 and the NES back in 1990. So, are we due for a price hike? Maybe. I do think the games are getting. I do think that they're getting. Just because I think that the teams are uh, being asked to work, you know, longer and harder, and all the other business, um, and the technology is getting better too. We do
Right.
for a price hike? I think so. I just don't know when it's going to happen, and if so, by how much. That I don't know either. I would be okay with $10, but even still, that's pushing it because $60 is still, it's still tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because most of the games that I get are, they're either on sale or I'm only getting, like one game a month, maybe like one big $60 game a month,
right.
and that's me
And
being really stingy
yeah.
and managing money properly.
Um, well, we could be in the age of where that's already happening. Like,
Mm-hmm.
games may have already gotten a price hike and we didn't even notice. And a
Maybe.
good example is every game that Ubisoft develops and puts out, they have
Mm-hmm.
a $60 original game, and they have an $80 deluxe version, and then there's their $100 super max deluxe, whatever the heck they call it, game
Yeah.
that you can buy.
Yeah.
So,
But those usually come with extra goodies and things like that.
well, extra goodies that could have easily been put in the standard edition and no extra cost.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I see your point, but it's an incentive, is what I'm saying. For
Right,
you to buy and get these things. If they put them in the original game, then
right.
why buy the other ones? Why
Well,
buy the $80? Why buy the $100 version if you can get those things in the base game?
well, that's what I'm saying. What if we get rid of the base game, and the deluxe edition is the standard game, and it comes with those deluxe items because it's like the pre-order item that you get. That's the pre-order
Okay.
deluxe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think so. You're just talking about basically, ditching base the base copy of the game and going right to a deluxe version where you're paying $80,
Right.
and
I mean,
regardless, yeah, like there's no more just, hey, here's the game.
right. Well, a good example too is NBA 2K. Like they released a standard edition for 60. They released a Legends edition for 100, and then there was like a Gold Legends for $150.
Hmm.
Like, how many people bought the Legend and Gold Legend copy of that game?
And you get to play it early
Yeah.
or something crazy like that, because was WWE 2K this year, they had a $90 version, which you got to play it 4 days early before release.
Yep.
And I only did that just so I could get a head start on getting my stuff ready for my universe. That was the only reason why I did that.
Yep.
Other than
So
that, I wouldn't have done it.
yeah,
I'd have waited.
but with that incentive, like, what's to stop
Right,
them from
exactly.
hiking the? I mean, what did you get? You spent 30, 40 more dollars to play the
Yeah,
game 4 days in advance. You spent
yeah,
$10
and I
per extra day.
Yeah, and I got the access to the season pass, so I got all of the DLC characters that'll be coming out when the packs release. I got the creator pack, which is $5, and you get to unlock everything, and you earn the ability to edit the superstars ratings, which I don't think you should be paying for, but that's another conversation we can get into later. um, and I also got the Goldberg and Kurt Angle characters as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I mean, again, all stuff that could have been in the standard version.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, that was my question, because the question was, are we due for a price hike? Will 4K bring the price hike?
Right.
But are we already in the price hike? Do we
I
just
see your
not,
point.
Do
I
we
see your
just
point.
not know it?
Yeah, it's a matter of, do you want to spend the extra, 20-30 bucks, whatever it may be, to get these things, or do you just want the base game at $60 like we have now?
Right.
Would you be okay with it going up $10 and you not getting anything extra, and the the digital deluxe versions or whatever it may be are, now 90 or 100 instead of whatever,
Yep. So,
And I don't think most people would be okay with that. I think most people would still want your base at 60, and you get your special stuff for
yeah.
for the extra money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would prefer if games went back to $50.
I mean, I'd be okay with that too. I'm not gonna complain. You have no complaints from me.
Yeah.
That means I'm gonna be able to get an extra game a month. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
Depending on what it is.
with where gaming is at, I mean, honestly, unless it's like a super fun time game, for lack of a better word, that I want to play, like Super Mario Odyssey, I really don't pay $60 for games. Like, I'll usually wait until they drop down to 30-40 bucks before I'll actually pick up a game. Just being honest, like,
yeah, yeah, no, and that's fine. It's totally your decision. You do what with your money.
Right.
Personally, you know me well enough by now to know that I am a bit like that, but I'm more so, if I'm excited for a game, I'm going to get it.
Right, and you're gonna buy
$60 or not.
the super deluxe version.
It depends. Depends on what it is.
Unless
In all
it's sold
honesty.
out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. If it, if
Didn't
it's something
you tell
that
me though? Didn't you tell me that you went to pre-order the like limited edition Destiny 2, and it was already sold out? So you just got the deluxe edition.
I got the standard edition. There was the one that I wanted was, I think, like the $100 version, and the one below it was 60. So I wanted that limited one, but I couldn't get it, so I got the standard edition at 60. And it's funny because, like, I think a few days after I had got it came out and everything,
Yep.
I got emails from this website I used to track these things, to see if there was any out. And sure enough, there's still there are places that have them now. I'm like, well, I don't care anymore. It's already out. I have it. So there's no point now.
Yep.
But yeah, I was that person who did want that digital deluxe, the deluxe edition of it, because I wanted the steel case and the Cade figure that came with it and all the other stuff.
Yep. Well, that's the thing for me. Like, I try and max my spending out at $60. Like, if I really want a game, I'll pay $60 for it. But I try not to go beyond that. Like, I did, I got tricked into getting the GOAT edition for Madden. Just so that I could get the GOAT cards to play the MUT squads with people. And of course, play it early, but could have really just played it with the trial, the EA access.
Yeah, with the access. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was doing. I was like, I remember our friends were talking about getting the GOAT edition. I was like, I'm good, bruh. I will wait, and I will
Yeah.
play about 10 hours, and I'll get a release day or whatever. It's 60. It's cool. No big
Yeah.
deal.
So I did get tricked into doing that, but really $60 is the max that I'll usually spend. Like I don't go into the super limited editions
That's fair. Like
very often.
I really don't like to do that either, unless I'm getting it as a physical thing, because if it comes with something, like a figure or extra whatever,
Music CD and art
you
book.
know, yeah, right, like or like The Witcher 3, the physical edition came with the necklace, though that was still at $60, right?
Yeah, well, I think maybe it wasn't the necklace. I don't know. I got a keychain. I didn't get a necklace. I got a keychain.
I don't remember, but something like that. But if it's anything
Yeah,
physical and I want it, then I'll spend the extra money to get it if I think it's cool.
right.
Other than that, though, I'm usually sticking to 60.
Yeah, and that's true. I got the collector's editions for both of the Bravely Default games.
Nice.
They came with the art book and the huge packaging. But I mean, it's pretty rare for me. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
but I think we've
Yeah,
said enough about that. Yeah.
yeah,
They're like, this isn't even about the Xbox. This is about their collective
yeah,
habits. What is this, a collective podcast?
yeah. It really could be. You know,
What is
I'm
this, a collector's podcast? What is this?
I think I'm only about 50 games away from 2,000.
Jesus, we need to have a discussion about this. Have a whole episode about our collecting habits
Yep.
at some point. That could be fun.
Yeah,
It could be really fun.
could be.
We'll mark that down. We might have to do that next week.
All right.
So anyway, on to our community segment.
Community segment!
What horror movie or movies would you like to see in video game form? And we got a response from Noah Pulley, and he says that with all the Last Man Standing and survival games lately, I think an MMO kind of game in the Last Man Standing form, done like The Purge, would be really interesting. And I agreed. I said, yeah, that'd be pretty dope, actually.
Hmm.
I don't know how it would work exactly, but the whole Last Man Standing idea, based around like you said, the Purge movies, would be really interesting.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're doing like the Purge, you essentially have people that would be hiding in houses, and you have people that wouldn't be hiding in houses.
Yeah, it'd be like a bigger version of something like Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
But with
Or PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
yeah, exactly. Which I think sounds really awesome.
Right.
I'd be down. I'd be down to try it at least,
Sounds interesting. I'll say that.
And yep, and that was actually it. That was all we got. So yeah,
All right.
that was all we got from last week.
That's all we
So
needed.
for our
We're going a little long this episode.
yeah, we're almost done. So for our new question of the week for this week, it's going to be: will you be getting an Xbox One X, and will we see a price hike, and if so, how much? So give us your answers, and we'll read those on next week's episode, as always. So I think we're done. Like, we're all talked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all talked out, man.
Yeah, we're out of here. Thank you all so much for listening to episode 20 of the R&R Gaming Podcast. We are a part of the Joystick Entertainment Network. Before we get out of here, let's go through the plugs. Ken, tell them where to find you, and Joystick and all that stuff. Yeah.
So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at MacroBov. That's MacRobov. You can find the R&R Gaming Podcast at R&R Gaming Pod. That's RANDR Gaming POD. And of course, Joystick is also on Twitter, and you can find them at JoystickENT. That's JoyStikent. And you can find Byron on Twitter
at Bron1417. That's capital BRON 1417. You can find me on Twitch streaming whenever I feel like it now at twitch.tv. B_Ron1417. That's B_Ron1417. The podcast is also on YouTube, correct, Ken?
Yeah, I'm hopefully they're listening to this on YouTube. But if you're not, and you're listening on iTunes, you can also listen or watch on YouTube. We add images to the stories that we're talking about, and sometimes videos, so that you get an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's really fun over there on YouTube. You should definitely go in and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes listening to this, give us a 5-star review. Need those help us get to the tippity top of the video game section of iTunes. That would be fantastic. So that's gonna do it for us. We're done. Ken.
Yes, I need to tell everyone that they need to come back next week because everyone could use a little more R&R.
I will pay you 1 copper. No, I'm kidding.